It's really important to me that I talk to Jesus and just ground myself in Him, because He is where my confidence comes from, not my performance. And having that quiet time really just reminds me who I'm ultimately playing for, and it gives me the confidence that I need to go out there and to be the leader and the player and the teammate that I can be.
Welcome back to the Athletes Agenda. I'm your host, Noah Cultival, and today I have the exciting opportunity to sit down with Ravin Morgan, an outstanding volleyball athlete here at Ashland University.
So I'm Ravin. I am a junior here at Ashland and I play volleyball. I'm also on the SAC Board of Representatives. I am the Community Service Representative, and I attend FCA, and I am a huddle leader there.
Nice. So I'm assuming volleyball has been a big aspect of your life.
Yes, it's been pretty big.
So with volleyball just being that big aspect of your life, when did you realize that volleyball was something that you want to take serious, more than just a hobby?
So it's interesting because I grew up in a big basketball family. I have 4 brothers. So I always figured that basketball is what I was going to pursue in college. But due to some health challenges, I, in 8th grade, chose to see what volleyball was like, and I fell in love with it.
Oh, wow.
So after freshman basketball season, I had to make a choice of what I was going to fully commit my time to. And volleyball seemed to be the better option for me. I had a lot of fun with it, and it seems to also preserve my body a little bit longer than basketball would.
So with volleyball, who's been your biggest influence in your career?
I've had some pretty great mentors, but the ones that I can say have been the most impactful are Cass and Troy Dixon. They have been very foundational for me. They invest in me more than just a player. They see me as a person, and they have built work ethic, technique, confidence into me, and they really believed in me before I fully believed in myself, and they sacrificed time. They treat me like family, and I'm really grateful for their impact on my life.
Wow, that's just great. So obviously you've had a lot of experience at playing at the college level. What really stands out with just playing at the collegiate level?
I would say the intentionality it takes. There is a lot that goes into being a college athlete, but what really sets you apart as a player is your work ethic, your preparation, and your mindset. So there's a lot of sacrifices that you have to make, and you have to be willing to work hard. The speed is different than other levels, and have to be willing to learn and to not make excuses and to grow through those.
So with volleyball just being a team-driven sport, always fast-paced, how do you just mentally prepare for a game?
So before each game, I take about 10 to 15 minutes and I have some quiet time. It's really important to me that I talk to Jesus and just ground myself in Him, because He is where my confidence comes from, not my performance. And having that quiet time really just reminds me who I'm ultimately playing for, and it gives me the confidence that I need to go out there and to be the leader and the player and the teammate that I can be.
I think that's really great, just setting aside that quiet time, but also just putting your relationship in God, having that relationship and trust in Him that you know that He's going to help you prepare for that game. So I think that's really great. So with just like this so far this season, or even in past seasons, have you had a favorite match or tournament?
I'm really looking forward to an upcoming one, actually.
Okay, nice.
So this Saturday we play ODU, Ohio Dominican, and they're doing really well. So it pumps me up to know that I get to play a high level of competition. I have to rise to the occasion. It makes me excited, and even more than that, I don't take for granted the opportunities that I get to step on the court with my girls, and I love doing life with them. So it's another opportunity to get to play with my friends.
So with obviously being a student athlete, you're probably putting that precedence in as a student. How do you balance like classes and just volleyball in general?
It can be difficult. I think the hardest thing I've found is taking time to pursue things that I also enjoy on the side, and understanding that it is important, that you can't just go through the motions of going through practice and classes and traveling, that you need to have set aside time to do your hobbies like baking or walking outside or spending quiet time with Jesus. So I think the hardest thing has been balancing the time that I take for myself to pour in and to fill me up so that I can fill others up. Um, but I'm a very scheduled person, so if I can't fit things in, that means I got to wake up earlier in the morning and I need to go to bed sooner. So, yeah.
That's really good. So, what's a challenge that you think volleyball players face that many people outside of the sport might not know?
One thing is we have some pretty quick turnarounds. So we play 2 to 3 games a week, and your body doesn't have time to really rest in between. So you got to really be
Mhm.
disciplined, take care of your nutrition, your sleep, your other priorities that you have, and be willing to step back on the court. And I don't know if the audience fully sees that there are sometimes you're probably fatigued and you have to give your 100%, even though you may not feel like
Mhm.
it. And another aspect I think is the strategy of the sport. Um, there might be a stereotype that volleyball is fun to watch because it's fast paced and there's not a whole lot of strategy that goes behind it. But my teammates and I, we really focus on looking through the net and knowing what we've watched and studied about our opponent. How can we beat them
Mhm.
better? It's not just about keeping the ball off the floor and putting it on their side. There's so much more that goes into it that I think a lot of people overlook.
That's a great insight. So, obviously, with just being a volleyball player, how do you think it's shaped you both on and off the court?
It's grown me significantly. It's definitely taught me relational
Mhm.
skills, communication, accountability. It's shown me that each person is made differently, and it is important to figure out how to communicate with the person how they need to be communicated with, especially if you're trying to reach a goal. It's not going to do any good if you're just telling them how to do things based on how you want it done. So it's grown me a lot in that area, and I can say I'm pretty grateful for that. I appreciate a challenge, um, but yeah, I would definitely want to be a friend and a leader that people feel grounded in.
That makes sense. So, what personal goals have you set for yourself this season so far, and maybe the goals that you set for yourself as a team?
So, a personal goal I have created and I'm working towards is to being a consistent and confident leader. Um, it's very important to me that my teammates can feel grounded in me on the court and that we have a friendship
Mhm.
off of the court. I highly value respect over being liked, and so doing the right thing all the time is very important to me. A big goal for our team is to win the GMAC, but underneath of that goal is creating a culture that allows us to do that. So, one of unity, accountability, hard work ethic, and just being a good teammate are some components that go into that.
That's really good. So far, you've had a lot of games this season, but what are you looking forward to the rest of the season or just in general in your volleyball career?
I don't think I could pick out a specific moment. I think that each day I wake up, I'm grateful that I get to play a sport that I love with a group of girls that I have created amazing friendships with that otherwise I would probably not have known these girls. So I look at it more on a daily aspect of, wow, Raven, you get to wake up. You are blessed to play the sport that a lot of other girls don't get to
Mhm.
play. And you have the opportunity to have an impact on people's lives. So it's fun. You get to compete and have friendships while you're at it.
That's really great. Thank you so much for joining me. Best of luck the rest of the season. Thank you.
Thanks, Noah.